What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. If you are new to the channel or just the episode in general, welcome. I'm your host, Albert Fig, and today I'm joined with my homie, Herman.
What's up?
What is up?
What's going on?
Yo, right off top, I want to just jump into what the fuck we had to deal with ESPN. So, if you guys are listening to this, watching this, first of all, thank you. And if you're tuning in, just know that we just got done. We just recapped the whole UFC event. Conor McGregor, UFC 257.
Yep. Got knocked out.
What the fuck kind of event was that? Okay.
Seriously.
So, first of all, okay, ESPN, if you're listening, or ESPN Plus specifically, I dropped $70 fucking dollars. Missed 3 of the goddamn fights in the main event. 3 of them?
All in the West Coast.
All in the West Coast. Ironically. Why the fuck? Why did it happen in the West Coast specifically? You know what I mean?
Yeah, right? Dude,
Luckily,
that's of all people.
We had to do some shit. I don't want to give it away. You know what I mean? I don't want to give it away our little secrets how we were able to watch it. But just know we was in Oregon.
We were in Oregon.
Which is still technically the West Coast. That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't know what the fuck, which is still the West Coast, but it didn't go down, But
Hey.
we were fresh off that fucking UFC event, UFC 257.
We at least got to see the main event.
We got to see
Most of it. Most of it.
We barely made that shit. We barely got to catch that shit. But so ourselves, just like everybody else in the fucking West Coast, apparently, they were having issues streaming the event, right? So like everybody who paid the $70 for the UFC event
asked for a refund.
Was basically saying like, yo, if I don't get no fucking discount, no credit, what the fuck, you know what I mean?
Seriously.
But what was crazy is that we paid the $70, right? The event was not going down. And so I had to go streaming on the TV. So originally, if I watch a UFC event, I always stream it on my TV, right? So TV was going down, not having any issues. I mean, having issues, was not playing. I tried it on the
PS4.
5. And it wasn't streaming on there. So I tried it off the ESPN app on my phone. That didn't go nowhere. Nope. And you tried it on your suit.
Yep. Tried on mine too.
He tried on his suit. Same shit. That shit was saying
Same
like
error.
it wasn't going down.
I couldn't play it.
Was not going down. 1008, right? So
then it said what? We could buy it for $30.
Right. They gave you the discount.
And then like 2 minutes later, it was like, oh no, it's $70 again.
Yeah. It switched up. Like, okay. They was doing some fuck shit, right? So I still haven't got no email, by the way. I haven't got no email on some fucking, like, we're willing to reimburse you 25% or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is only fair. I mean,
Right.
we only got to watch the first event,
I know.
the last event,
Yeah.
and that was it.
And that was it. Basically, the last 3 fights out of the whole fucking main card, right? So if we was trying to watch that didn't go through. It took for us to, well, hold on, let's backtrack a little bit. I broke, for the people that were listening to the last previous episodes, they know that I was doing dry January, right?
Yeah,
I wasn't drinking for the month of January, and it started from New Year's, so at least the weekend of New Year's. And currently it's the 23rd of January?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, 23rd of January. And I broke my dry January thing last night.
Most of January, but which is fair.
No, think about it, 22 days at that
22
point.
days.
22 days, come on,
That's all right.
bro. After not drinking at all, it's pretty fair, right?
Yeah.
So I broke dry January last night, and it was a good tequila too, though. Like, come on, like it was a good tequila that I had to get, And then tonight it was an event. Got some bottles of Jameson and some Seagrams. What's it called? Seagram 7.
Seagram's whiskey.
7 to 7, right? Yeah.
Yeah, 7 to 7.
7 to 7, right? So, but anyway, I haven't drank in a minute, so we got to drinking with the Jameson. You know what I mean? We got to drink with the Jameson. We got some few shots in. We was drinking.
Yeah, we got a couple shots in.
The hunger kicked in.
Yeah,
the hunger kicked in, and so us being us, we was just like, man, what are we gonna get? What are we gonna order?
Wings.
And
it always comes down to
wings, right? It's either
Always
wings
wings.
or Taco Bell. Look at that's my vice.
Wings or Taco Bell.
Wings, Taco Bell.
Bean burritos.
Specifically though, like I love a good bean and cheese burrito from Taco Bell.
Yeah.
All right. Now, mind you, I love pizza. Pizza is like my favorite all time. But sometimes you can't get. It's tough to get pizza last minute, late night at a specific spot, right?
Especially for value. Taco Bell,
exactly.
$15 you can get like.
Yo,
you know what's the fucked up
part about pizza too is that motherfuckers like They give me some shit for this.
Yeah.
I like Little Caesars.
Dude, no.
Okay,
no.
okay. Hold on. Look at
no.
Here's the thing.
I can't do their sauce. I can't do their crust.
Listen,
I can't do. No,
does it
dude,
feel like
just,
cardboard when you pick it up?
It does feel like cardboard.
Is
when
it
you
still
eat
good?
it, not just when you pick it up.
Am I still gonna eat it though?
Even if it's fresh, even if it's that $5 fresh, it always tastes like cardboard. That sauce is always whack.
You know
that cheese is always rubbery.
You know what the fucked up part
Dude,
about
that reminds me
too?
of like high school pizza.
And I'll still
high
eat it.
school pizza. It is.
Hold up, but you know what
pizza.
the fucked up part is that
they take
remember when
Caesars,
it used to be
put it in a bag.
You remember when it used to be $5?
It used to be $5.
Now it's like $6.99. Now like they you pull up and it's like $6.99 plus tax, CRV, Gavin Newsom tax. It's like everything has a tax, you know. So like, Little Caesars is good to me, right?
Dude, no,
I love pizza, but then again, I'm a pizza guy, bro. Like that pizza is my shit. You know,
I
what
like
I mean?
pizza, but not Little Caesars. Not Little Caesars. You know, no Domino's.
Okay,
just no. I'm gonna go for
Hold
pizza.
Up, I like Domino's
for Costco pizza.
Okay, I fuck with
Costco.
Costco pizza. I fuck with Costco pizza. Okay,
you bet they got rid of the pineapple.
Yeah. Okay, so we was trying to get food, you know, just for the craving. Like when the cravings hit, you know what I mean. We was drinking. It's a fight night. It's Saturday. You know what I mean. We was dry. Well, I was dry.
Some of us
were
dry.
Like I was dry for the most of January. You know what I mean. So I was just like, we all had like brainstorms, and we were just like, you know, we can get some food from BJ's. You know, my thing for BJ's too was like, I like to get their bone in, sometimes boneless, depending on
mostly
how, boneless, if I'm feeling a little, you know, on the edge, I might get boneless. You know what I mean? But like, I like to mix it up, you know what I mean? And I get my food. So right now, with all the shit going on with the fucking COVID and the takeout only and the pickups, is like, they're only doing so much like ordering and pickups, right? Yeah. So DoorDash is an option, but like they stay busy, you know what I mean? So it was like, why don't we just order it online, right? We did. I mean, I did that.
We kind of ordered it.
Well, here's the thing.
It was in the cart.
Here's the thing. When you order something online and you pull up your whole fucking order, and at the end it tells you, okay, this is how much it's gonna be. Your order will be ready by 9, and you put order, right? I'm thinking you select order. That means order, right? But apparently there's a whole nother page that makes you double check and confirm it, and you have to hit specifically submit, right? But here's the thing. I have 2 phones, right? So it was like I was doing it on this, and I have my info saved on this, and I have my info saved on the fucking on the Face ID.
Yeah.
Like to like make it easier for checkout, you know what I mean? So I'm thinking I hit submit. Turns out I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
So we drove all the way.
What, like 5? I mean, luckily it wasn't too bad of a drive.
Yeah,
okay, we drive 10 minutes.
2 exits
We get
away.
there.
We
She's
get
like,
there.
all right, what's the name? We give her the name. We sit there for like 10 minutes, and she's like, hey, what's the name again? We're like, all right, you know, we give her the name. She's like, there is no order under this name. We're like, and she's like, did you actually submit it? We're like,
so I'm checking now.
Yeah.
Now I'm checking my phone. Like low key, I'm kind of like, yo, you doubting me? I'm kind of like, yo, you don't think I know that I
press order.
I know for a fact I press order, right? And then turns out your boy didn't press submit. Right? So it was like, fuck, I fucked up the order, you know what I mean? We ain't getting no hot wings anytime soon.
The main event is about to start.
The co-main just had ended.
Yeah,
just had ended. The main event, like, you know, like if y'all don't know anything about the UFC events or any type of boxing shit, right? First of all, you suck. Second of all, like, you know that there's a process to go, like, to do everything, right? So like there's an intro thing, there's like a walkout, there's a music, there's the fucking
announcing every each
they
fighter.
There's a commercial break. They gotta go through all the ads and everything, right? So I get it, but my thing was just like, okay, in my mind it's like, all right, we have some time to kill before it actually starts and everything.
We have a little bit of time to kill, but we already anticipated it was going to be a short fight to start with.
Right.
So we don't want to miss.
We don't want to miss everything, right? And then another thing too is like, all right, we're very limited on options as far as where we're going to go for food, right? Because it's easy to be like, all right, McDonald's is right there.
Taco Bell is right there.
Yeah. Do we want McDonald's right now?
That's not what we wanted.
Do
we
want
with.
McDonald's right there, right? So I didn't want to get McDonald's, right? So the only thing that seemed logical at that time, at that moment, was across the street.
Yep.
Which was Five Guys.
Five Guys, yeah.
Five Guys is still open. Now, if you don't know anything about Five Guys, to me, it's basically just a hyped up Burger King. The shit look.
I mean, it's like a smash burger.
It tastes like
one level above Burger King.
I would give a smash burger the edge if we're doing the versus against Five Guys.
I don't know.
I mean, as far as timeliness,
timeliness, yeah. Don't get me wrong, yeah.
It's a wrap.
Smash burgers, faster than Five Guys to begin with.
So we were thinking, okay, I'm gonna get smash burgers. Cool. All right, we get that. We order our food.
There's like 6 people working at 9 p.m.
Yeah,
we're the only 2 people in there.
Yeah. Why the fuck does it take so long?
Yeah.
What was going on? And you know what the cool part about it was just like they was in the back behind the like I listen. I'm not knocking any dudes, I'm not even doing any people in general, women. I mean, male, female, who were like making food like that. What the fuck is taking forever? Like I'm talking about like they was having a full on conversation
about why is this game not on PS4?
Nintendo
why is it on Switch?
They were playing hopscotch in the back.
The guy kept sweeping the same area for like 10 minutes.
Dude, I swear to God, dude tried to sell me his fucking mixtape. He was telling me to check out his SoundCloud, and I'm just like, bro, it's 9 p.m. I'm trying to go. Like we got a fight that we're waiting on.
Main event is starting. We gotta go. We still got 10 minutes to drive back home.
Like we literally have the main event being played on the fucking cell phone, watching them being like, come on, what's the hold up here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so anyway, so we ended up getting our food. We come back. When I say like literally minutes in, so
we were like a minute or two into the first round.
Around the corner, the main event starts happening, right? Around the corner, main event's going on. We're just like, fuck, you know? And around the corner means like stoplight, right? Mm.
And every single one is red.
Every single fucking one of them is red, of course. We finally get here, rush inside. We're watching the main event. It's going down. And I'm thinking, at this point, I just dropped $70. And this is the only fight that we watched so far.
We watched
the main event.
Half of the first fight.
And even then too, it was just like
we didn't even watch all of it.
We didn't even see the end.
Yeah, we didn't even watch all of it. And then we missed the middle 3. Mm-hmm. We missed the first minute or 2 of the main event.
Coleman didn't watch, but we watched like the highlights of it.
Yeah, right? We did.
So we got here hella late.
We were on our phone at Five Guys. Mm-hmm. We missed the first minute or 2 of the main event as we're driving here. Mm-hmm. Which it looked like McGregor was going to win.
It looked solid. It looked like a good back and forth. Yep, it looked like a good back and forth. Motherfuckers
about a minute. Yeah,
about a minute. Motherfucker was like, bop, bop.
You missed the first round.
Yeah, no, we was here. We was here for the first round.
Did we?
No, we was here for the first round because I saw him go into
or it might have been the very end of the first round.
It was like 2 minutes left in the first. Nah, I watched it 2 minutes into the first. We watched it. You know what I mean? It was 2 minutes into the first, so we was watching that one, right? It was a good fight overall. Anyway, we're here to say, a little tipsy. Yeah, little tipsy, okay?
Yeah.
We took a few shots. We took a few, you know what I mean? We had to catch up on everything. So
exactly.
We just drinking right now. And
we missed like 15, 20 minutes going to BJ's, going to Five Guys.
It's only well-desered.
Yeah,
also, too, the reason why we relish this, the reason why it is well-reserved, I mean, I say it's definitely... I was going to say reserved, but the reason why it's deserved is because we're limited on time, bro.
Yeah.
We're limited on time.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got about what? A month and a half?
No, about 50 days left.
50 days left.
Yeah, I got about 50 days.
He's not fully there. He's going to transform. He's not fully. You still have how many operations so you turn fully female?
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding.
Couple.
Nah, but okay. So Herman here he's about to do something very patriotic. Okay? He's about to do something that is noble.
Yeah.
And courageous. And something that a lot of you motherfuckers don't do. You know what I mean? Okay?
Okay.
A lot of you motherfuckers, I'm not knocking you, but a lot of you motherfuckers, I'm just kidding. But so Herman's about to join the Air Force.
Yep.
Give him a round of applause, people. Fully sworn in.
Yeah.
Got a set date.
Yeah, got a ship date. Got a job.
Sworn in. officially have you picked your MOS and everything?
AFQ is already chosen out and everything.
For the people that don't know what that means, go ahead and tell them.
It's just a job. It's pretty much it's just the DOD's way of telling you got a job. It's just a job.
You got a 9 to 5. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Nah, but okay. So you went ahead and you officially joined and enlisted in the Air Force.
Yep. So fully joined in, swore in, I believe December I swore in. Early December I swore in. Late December, I believe the last week of December, I finally officially got my AFQ, officially got fully approved and everything. My background check, my drug test, everything checked out okay.
Yep.
Fully got sworn in, officially got my job, which was tactical aircraft maintainer. My ship date is later in March, so I still got a little bit to go.
Got a little while.
So 50 days to go, almost 2 months to go.
Got some turn up,
got a little bit of time to
enjoy
the civilian life before joining and fully going into BMT and all that. So I got a little bit of time left.
You got a little bit of time to turn up, man. Listen,
exactly.
If there's one thing I know, it's turning up before you take off.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like when you take off, it's a thing.
Yeah. Once I take off, it's gonna be a minute before I can realistically, really enjoy and have some fun again. Got to go through BMT, which is gonna be kind of a. It's gonna be hard, but it's doable.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
it's tough to say fun exactly right, depending on what your definition of fun is. But you get to definitely experience something new.
It'll definitely be different.
Positives and negatives on everything, man. But
it's not something everybody gets to experience.
Right.
So it'll definitely be, it'll be interesting.
Yes, exactly, man. So Air Force, you made that decision, and which is unique in itself because, obviously we've been talking about it for like fucking months, what it seems like now, but there's a bunch of different branches when it comes to the military, right? A bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
What made you specifically hone in and select Air Force as opposed to Marines, Army, Navy, Coast Guard?
Well, mostly Air Force is accredited. So after my tech school, I'll have an associate's,
right?
Which I really wanted to do. I wanted to, kind of go back to school and get an associate's or a bachelor's in something. So luckily with the Air Force, it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. One, I get to join the military.
Yep.
I'll get all the benefits from the military, all the GI Bills, the VA loans, and all that kind of stuff. If I do make it a career, which I'm hoping to make it a career, do 20 years, get out, I'll have retirement. I'll have the, all the other stuff that comes along with it. I will have an associate's once I leave tech school. So that'll be, I leave in March. So maybe in 4 or 6 months, I'll have an associate's in something. I'll have an associate's in aerospace and propulsion. Worst case, I do my first contract, get out, I can go work in the civilian, in a civilian job working on planes and stuff since I already have an associate's in aerospace and propulsion, which would really help out,
Oh, yeah.
As a technician now, I make, decent money, but it can definitely be better. With an associate's, it'll be so much better, even if I do, just decide to get out and go civilian.
Yes.
But that was pretty much like my biggest reason why I go in Air Force was just the accredited, I get college credits. I will have an associate's once I get out. I can go back to school while I'm in if I choose to and get a bachelor's in something,
Yeah.
And the goal is to hopefully become a pilot and get a bachelor's.
Well, I think the biggest thing in that too is, it's coming from someone who is, prior service, someone who is a veteran.
Yeah.
Coming from the Army, it's like we were envious. We were jealous of people who was in the Air Force, Like when I was in, because I did air assault, airborne, like the Army trains for a lot of this shit for them, When I was in air assault and I saw a bunch of the Air Force people that was there, and I was looking at all the stuff they have and their requirements for this and all the stuff that they were able to do, and it was just like, did I choose the right fucking the right branch, And then I was like, okay, maybe that's just like a one-off, maybe that's just because of this, and then I went to airborne, and it was just like, again, like did I end up choosing the right spot? Like, they had like the newest stuff, what I mean? And their thing was like they was coming off like. They had these boots and these the uniforms, and they were just like, oh no, we always like we get the first batch of the new equipment, and then from them, Army gets like the hand-me-downs, and the Marines get their own. Like,
well, I mean, every branch has its benefits. It just depends on what you really want to do. Also,
pros and cons. Yeah,
some people want to be overseas a lot. Navy, you get to live on a ship for you know, however many months they're on a ship, you know. Some people want that. Some people want to be on a boat for a long time, you know. Army, you get to be up front. You know, Marine, same thing. You get to be up front.
Army, you know, some people don't back into some bullshit.
You know, stuff like that.
Nah, but I could not do it.
There's different benefits to every different branch. Right. Just for me, I didn't want to be up front. I wanted to be kind of stay close to what I do now, which is mechanic, you know. So I wanted to kind of stick to close to the same stuff. So tactical aircraft maintainer would be kind of not really the same, but kind of, you know, in the same mechanical sense. You know, I get to work on cars now. I'll get to work on planes later. It's kind of the same stuff. You know, it's just it's more comfortable for me.
Yeah, and specifically more too, like it actually falls into and complements more to what you've been doing, because as far as I've known you, as long as I've known you, it's always been some type of mechanical or something related to like engineering, vehicle maintenance, anything specifically cars, right?
Pretty much since 2013 or 14 is when I started working as a mechanic. So it's been for the last 6 or 7 years. Yeah, it's pretty much been,
which is crazy to even say, right? As we talk about it more, right? So I guess we can go into even that too. We can go into it briefly. For the people that don't know, for us, like, so I've been, as long as I've been here in Sacramento, like when I first came out here and everything, right? As far as knowing people and doing everything, I didn't know anybody, right? I didn't know fucking anything about Sacramento. I didn't know.
Brand pretty much had just came out, right? Here,
so for y'all that don't know, ever since I moved over here, in my first 2 months, I was just like, okay, I'm going to school full time, and it was like, I want to get a job. I got to get a job because I was getting paid to go, like from the military using my GI Bill, right? I was getting paid to go to school, and the school I was going to UTI, and the schedule that they had for it was like, technically full time is Monday through Friday, but it was like early 6 a.m. and getting out like at 1 p.m. So I still had the second half of the day to essentially just chill, right? So in my mind, it was like, I don't want to waste time doing this. I was bored going to the fucking same pool at my apartment complex. That shit gets boring as fuck, right? So I was like, I wanted to get a job.
There's not much to do in Sacramento, to begin with.
Especially at that time. I mean,
especially not, I mean,
bro, I was like 20,
in the afternoon, in the middle of the week,
20, I forget, it's like 22. There definitely is a lot of shit, but when you don't know anybody, it's like there's not that much, right?
Yeah.
So I started working for O'Reilly's, and I remember when I was applying for it, it was all online, right?
Yeah.
And I remember one of the questions that they had asked me was just like, do you have a preference as far as where you want to work? And I was like, anywhere. I just got to get a fucking job. Send me anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
So they sent me to Broadway.
Yeah.
Right? So I got sent to Broadway 2 months into Sacramento. I mean, you.
Yep.
You're already assistant manager.
Yeah, I think I was closing supervisor at that time. Yeah.
Assistant manager, younger than me.
Yeah.
I had to answer you. Yeah. And it was just like, okay, cool.
I mean, given it's O'Reilly, you know, assistant manager is only really, it's just the fancy way of telling you get more responsibilities with the same pay as everybody else.
You
get to do more work for the same pay, and it was the same stuff. You know, we did exactly the same stuff. We both closed. We both changed price tags. We both stocked the shelves. You know, but you know, I just got the added responsibility of making sure the doors are closed and all that other stuff.
But what was cool about it is that from that we were able to connect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And basically, literally been cool ever since. You know. So fast forward to where we are right now.
That was what, 2013, 2012.
2013,
2013, somewhere around there,
Now it's January of 2021, and we're here, you know. I've gained a little weight.
Like, both.
So it was crazy too, is that like, you know, so as we're doing this episode and when we're recording, you know, I was fresh out of the military, like just got out. Fresh as fuck out of the military. Now we're doing this episode.
I think I was fresh out of high school.
You was about to be fresh as fuck in the military. I just get out. Now you about to be in it. You know what I mean? But so that's our little quick intro of as far as how we met and how we've always maintained being cool this entire time. You know, you talked about exactly how you know what made you want to join the military, specifically the Air Force and everything. But you've already done the ASVAB, you've done the testing, you've done the fucking
MEPS,
you've completed MEPS, you've sworn in and everything, right? So I know exactly what MEPS is like, right? I know that experience. I know exactly what it goes into it. Tell the people how uncomfortable fucking MEPS is, dude.
Oh yeah, MEPS is it goes about as smooth as the DoD can go. Department of Defense, just it's
a thing.
It's a thing. They make it about as difficult as they can make it for you. You get up at what, 4? I got up at 3:30 in the morning to go downstairs at 4:15 in the morning to get breakfast. The day after, you already spent all day driving around, just trying to get basic, they have you bring, Social Security. They have you chase all these papers down there.
And you even have a more unique experience because not only did you do MEPS right now, but you did it in 2020, right? So you did MEPS during COVID restrictions.
Yeah, so we had the added stress of having to go do COVID checks. So we had to go even earlier. We had to go to the hotel, get checked. So we had to get temp checked. We had to sign some papers saying that, hey, we haven't coughed in the last 24 hours. We don't have a fever in the last 24 hours, which, you could just mark no. I've never had this.
Yeah.
Does it actually work? No. You tell them, hey, no, I haven't coughed in the last 24 hours. They take your temp. You go through. You sign your paper. They give you a wristband. Like, hey, don't take your wristband off for the next 48 hours until you're completely done with MEPS. Which actually 2 of the guys going to MEPS, 2 guys got kicked out because they took the wristband off.
Oh, wow.
They took a shower. They decided to take the wristband off even after they were told not to take it off. And they both got kicked out of MEPS.
Just keep the damn wristband on.
It's simple.
Bro, if you can go to a club, get fucked up, fall asleep, and wake up
with your wristband, right?
With the damn stamp on your goddamn... You can make that shit last.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It ain't that serious.
Yeah. So 2 guys got kicked out because of that wristband. So that was pretty much the only added stress of doing it during COVID. The rest of it was pretty much almost the same. We had limited groups in MEPS because it was during COVID. So, we couldn't have as many people in there. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. And the DOD, unfortunately, it is what it is. So
you have all your tests, the fucking...
Yeah, exactly. You have to go to a briefing. Then you have to go to, you take your ASVAB test the first time. The first day you're there, you take your ASVAB test.
Right.
You take all the other tests, the personality test, which is just... I don't get that because it's like, what would you rather do? Would you rather, stab somebody or shoot somebody? It's like... I don't want to do either, but which would you rather do?
But that's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. You just have to answer it. So the first day was, your ASVAB, which is scored decently well on. You take your personality test. You take the cyber test. Then you go back to the hotel. You try not to eat their dinner, which is, you're supposed to try to be healthy. The next day you're getting weighed. You're going through all this medical stuff, and they try to feed you hamburgers and chicken strips.
You're doing blood work.
Exactly.
Fucking hair fossils, everything that comes with it.
You're waking up at 3 a.m. just to eat muffins.
My biggest thing,
muffins and hard-boiled eggs.
When Herman was telling me about all this shit, like going through it, the very first thing I kept thinking of, it was just like, okay, that's cool. Yo, have they looked at your booty hole yet?
Yeah, no,
that was fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah, the physical was the most uncomfortable part. I'm okay with getting blood drawn. I'm okay with having to piss in a cup. All that stuff is fine. But this once you get to the physical, they make you wiggle your toes. They make you, move your heels. They make you do the duck walk in your boxers.
You go in a fucking room. You're in a room with a bunch of dudes. With a bunch of dudes in your underwear.
Yeah.
They make you all duck walk. And then, for me, like I told you what happened with me. Bro, you in a room, duck walking as fuck. You're in your underwear. They're looking at you up and down. They're inspecting your body. They're doing this. They're checking for tattoos and everything, right? And then you go into a back room. And then it seems like it's like, I'm going to this back room. First, you're thinking like, yo, is this some type of like casting couch type of thing? What the fuck going on, Yeah. You go to the back room, and then I don't know what it was, but like for me, it was awkward as fuck because I had like this 80-year-old dude that was just like old. He fucking looked like the Tales of the Crypt. You know what I mean? Like,
pretty much same for me. It was like some old dude that just kept like coughing and stuff. It's like, bro,
they have you like they look down the tunnel. They go to the dark alley. They look in the tunnel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they do.
In other words,
they tell you to cough,
eyes deep in your booty hole. Okay, it's not cool. It's not cool.
Luckily for
not cool.
A funny story from MEPS is we had this kid who just couldn't follow directions. There was I was one of the last groups to go through the physical. There were 8 of us.
Okay.
So there's 8 of us in the room. We're doing all our, wiggle your toes. We're all in boxers doing the duck walk and stuff. One guy could not follow simple directions. He kept getting told, don't, put your foot on the ground.
Right.
And you got to, snap your knee. You got to lock your knee out.
Yeah.
He couldn't follow simple directions. He kept getting the rest of us delayed.
I would have been
delaying the rest of us. I would have been
like, cut this motherfucker today, right now.
And so, it was the last 3 guys. I was one of the last 3 guys to go into the office with the doctor, and I was like, watch. I was like, they're gonna make this motherfucker. They're gonna make it worse on him. I was like, just because he's making it worse on him. And so, sure enough, the first, he was the fourth guy. So the first 4 guys are in there for maybe 5 minutes tops. This guy was in the office for 15 minutes. 15 minutes in there with the doctor. He was the one that was in there the longest. And of course, famous last words. All we hear is bend over, and he comes out smiling. We're like, bro. The guy next to me, he's like, why are you smiling so hard? And he's just like, haha, good luck. And we're like, dude, we don't want to know what happened in there for the last 15 minutes,
If a dude come out saying, haha, and smiling off of that shit.
Yeah, it's like, dude.
We know your orientation. Because it was I was like, nah, I'm good. I have no fucking
right.
You know what I mean? I was like, nah, I'm good, bro. Like, fuck that, man.
But other than that, I mean, I know MEPS went as good as it was gonna go. It's unfortunately it's the DoD. That's just part of the military. It's not easy. If it was easy, everybody could do it. Everybody would join. It's not
a thing.
Undoable, but it is definitely not it's just not easy.
Yeah. It's a thing for sure.
Yeah.
But luckily, you got through all that.
Got through MEPS.
You have a specific date. You have everything set.
Got a job
ready
I wanted.
to go. Right?
Yeah.
What's the anticipation? What's the build up like right now? Knowing that you have your set date, right? You have a specific time frame.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I asked that too, one, because obviously I'm curious on it, but two specifically is because when I was joining, I had a few dudes. I don't want to name anybody like that, but there was guys who had a specific. We all had a scheduled ship date, right? Some of the guys that I was with, they didn't show up for it.
Yeah,
they didn't show up for it, and it's supposed to leave a bad thing on the record. They're supposed to have a red ink on their the record. I don't specifically know exactly how what it entails or what it goes into. You know what I mean?
Because you're technically not fully enlisted until after you pass
but you're
BMT.
Sworn in.
Motherfuckers, you are sworn in. Yeah, you are sworn in.
So they didn't show up for it. They took a hit for the record. I guess I don't know, but just knowing you got that out the way, you swore in. You have a date. You have pretty much everything to look forward to up until that point, right?
Yep.
So with this limited time that you have left, what is going through your mind right now? What is the emotions like? What is the feeling like? And what is the preparation like?
So originally I was told, it was going to be somewhere around the beginning of January. I was told, hey, because of when you're going to swear in, when you're going to go through MEPS, you'll probably go into, you'll leave for BMT, you'll ship out around beginning of January, beginning of February. Unfortunately, because I had so much weight to drop, I made the draft date, which was December 9th. But unfortunately, I didn't make it until the day of December 9th. So because I was so late to get through MEPS, unfortunately, I didn't get to leave as early as I wanted to. Mostly, I wanted to leave because I had dropped so much weight. I didn't want to wait that long and have to hold that weight for that long. Because once you pass, obviously, once you leave, once you ship out, and your weight no longer matters.
Yeah.
Your weight only matters until the day you ship out.
Right.
So, then they changed it to, oh, hey, because, you were delayed so much, you're not going to leave until late March. So my biggest worry was just, hey, now I have almost 3 months to hold this weight. Not that it was impossible. It's just now I have to watch my weight for another 3 months, which it's not hard. It's not undoable. It's just, especially with the holidays in the way, it's, I have to hold my weight through these holidays. I have to watch what I eat through these holidays. Especially coming from a Hispanic family, you eat carbs.
Tortillas with everything.
Tortillas, tamales, you eat the pupusas, everything. You just eat carbs all day long. It's just a little bit harder to hold that weight. Other than that, I am kind of grateful that it did get pushed out till late March. Because I got to see everybody a little bit more. I got to come on the podcast, So I had a little bit more time to do a little bit more things that I wanted to do before I left. Because had I left, the first week of January, second week of January, I would have pretty much had 3 weeks to try to get everything done.
Rush everything too.
quit my job, get all my, all my paperwork ready to go, get all my stuff packed, for or not so much for BMT, but more for like tech school,
Right.
Just get rid of some old project cards and stuff like that. It would have just been too much of a rush. So I am kind of glad to get pushed back till March, but at the same time, it's just like kind of like I'm ready to go.
Yeah. At this point, the anticipation buildup is there.
Anticipation buildup is there.
Just
I'm ready to go. It makes it a little bit harder to go to work because it's like, okay, hey, I know this isn't my job anymore. I know this technically.
It's tough to just go to clock in and look at your boss and be like, man, motherfucker, you look, I even clocked in today.
Exactly.
Like you look at showed up on time.
They're like, hey, do you want to do this? Like, nah, just give it to the next guy. I'll just go home a little bit early today. I'm good.
Yeah.
So that's the toughest part. Is just trying to stay focused on the job I have now, knowing that it's no longer my future. It's more of I'm just trying to hold it until I leave.
And, it's a jump. And in that too is just also, remembering is just like, obviously the confidence is going to be there, right? The confidence to go like, I'm going to go do this and be successful and everything too. But then, not to say that you're going to fail or anything like that, but, there is that, I'm not going to say doubt, but there is that understanding of like, hey, you're also going into this something that you don't even know.
It's an unknown.
Exactly.
There's always a chance that, hey, I think of it now as like, oh yeah, it'll be a great opportunity. It'll be a great chance. But it's always a chance, especially when luckily there are laws that, will hold your job in case you do,
something like that.
End up leaving BMT, in case you can't go through BMT. Luckily, I can come back, get my job again, and keep continuing what I do now. Which, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing. Stuff happens.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. Like I said, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
There are people that come back. No, hey, it is what it is. You at least tried it. You did more than most people, which is at least
nothing.
You went through MEPS, you went through the test. You did the awkward physical. You went through all the hassle of getting all that paperwork, talking to your recruiter, signing all that paperwork. You went through all those, all those hoops you have to jump through. So at least you did more than most people. And at least you tried, BMT. And like you said, some people don't even show up for their ship date.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is the reality. And unfortunately, when you leave for BMT, there are people that come back, without finishing BMT.
Yeah.
It is a chance. Don't get me wrong. There's always that doubt in the back of your mind. It's like, hey, what if I can't do this? What if, one day I snap, I get yelled at too much or whatever it is, because you get yelled at. You've been through it.
There's a certain tolerance, I guess you could say. It was just like, all right, at one point you break. Not even break, but at one point do you just like sit back or even stand back and be like, all right, bro.
Like this is enough. And some people can't. Some people get to their limit, which is, might be slightly lower than other people. Some people reach their limit and they're like, hey, it's enough.
Oh yeah,
and
bro.
they leave.
They're sensitive with that shit too.
And unfortunately that's just part of BMT. That's just part of the
process.
The process. The whole point is to try to weed out the people that might not be able to make it in the long run, and to just leave kind of like the people that, they at least anticipate can actually make it through this whole entire process, or might be able to make it through, BMT, they'll make it through tech school, they'll make it through, go up in the ranks. They're hoping to make these people lifers. They're hoping to make these people, they're anticipating you're going to make this a career.
And there's, there's a bunch of different factors that go into it too. You know what I mean? Like there's, are you like, there's even going with jobs too. It's like, what's your MOS? What is your plan? Like,
exactly.
Are you gonna? Is this because I know dudes that were going in there being like they think, keyword being think, knowing that like, oh, I had a cousin who was in the military. I had a friend who was in the military. My brother was in the military. Or some shit like that, right? So they go into it thinking like, if they can do that, I can do this, and they have this preconceived notion of being like, this is what that, you know what I mean? And so they actually in it, it's like it's different.
They kind of anticipate, hey, my brother made it, it'll be easy. If he can make it, I can make it,
And they're like, no, they can do that. But it's like, no, everybody's...
It's kind of different until you're in it.
Everybody's different, dude. Everybody has their own experiences with it. Some people can grasp to it. Some people can adjust.
Some people can't.
Some people cannot, dude.
It is what it is. So, that's... There's always that doubt in the back of my head. It's like, oh, hey, what if I get to the point where, because at least BMT for the Air Force is, at least right now, currently, it's 7.5 weeks. It's 2 weeks of quarantine, 5.5 weeks of actual BMT.
And that fucking quarantine, I forgot about that shit.
The whole quarantine, that's what's going to be different for us.
Yeah.
I kind of rather go through the full 7.5 weeks or 8.5 weeks of BMT. You know, the working out,
doing everything,
all the drills.
Are you concerned
and all that
about
stuff.
the whole COVID shit? Like doing, going.
I am a little bit more concerned about the COVID stuff. I kind of rather do the original 7.5, 8.5 weeks. I believe. I believe the original one's 8.5 weeks. I'd rather go through the 8.5 weeks of the full BMT rather than doing 2 weeks of quarantine, because the 2 weeks of quarantine is mostly going to be bookworks and drills. Yeah. That just, to me, feels like it's going to be a little bit more boring. It's going to make that experience feel a little bit longer, at least in my opinion. It's going to make it feel like it's a little bit longer, just because I don't want to sit in my, in the dorms just having to read books and practice drills. It's just going to be boring. It's going to make it feel like it's longer. So, unfortunately, that is something that's going to be different, at least for my generation of airmen, is just, we're going to have to go through those 2 weeks of quarantine. You know, there's already been a couple different classes or a couple different flights of airmen that already went through these 2 weeks. So if they can make it, luckily, you know, the rest of us should be able to make it realistically. So it shouldn't be too difficult. It is going to make it feel a little bit longer.
That's the thing. Even with that, man, it's just like, it's not even a think about thing, but you know, the whole quarantine thing and the two, I'm trying to, like, you know, I guess factor that in to see like how that goes and everything. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I wonder, it's not even just so much of like the 2 weeks of quarantine. It's more so of like, what is their capacity going to be like, right? Like, how many is a normal training center with the company going to be the same? Is it half? Because, you know, like when you go inside a store right now, it's like it's like half capacity.
Half capacity, or whatever.
How is that going to be? What training wise is training wise half capacity for them? You know, all that. Like,
I don't quite know, just because obviously it's, you know, they don't really tell you much. It's the DoD. You know, they don't really explain everything out to you. You know, I'm assuming it's going to be smaller flights. Just like it was at MEPS, we had smaller groups going through MEPS. Usually they go through about twice as many people through MEPS. Our groups were pretty small, just to keep us all kind of as far apart from each other as they could. We were all wearing masks. You know, we were all, you know, trying to be as safe as possible. But
shitty situations.
Yeah, it was. But we were in smaller flights, so I'm assuming it'll be the same at BMT. We are going to be in smaller flights. You know, whatever flight I get put in, we are going to have to quarantine together for those 2 weeks.
And that's
just in case anything happens. Yeah, it is going to suck. It'll just be us for 2 weeks, you know. Luckily, it will give us some time to kind of get to know each other and to see, you know, who's better at what. Because, you know, as you know, if one guy slacks off, the rest of us are going to have to pay for it too. So luckily,
direct reflection. That's a word that you're going to hear a lot.
Yeah.
Direct fucking reflection.
Yep. You know, so it'll give us a chance to at least kind of get to know, you know, who's going to be the slacker, or who's going to be the one that's going to get us in trouble. We'll be able to kind of get them in shape before, you know, we really get into those full 5.5 weeks of BMT.
Oh, well, When you're doing that, dude, you know, not to skip over or any of that, but the biggest thing, I can't even say the biggest thing, but dude, I mean, it's tough, you know what I mean?
It'll definitely be tough.
It's tough, and that's like, you know, the whole scheme of everything. It's like, it's meant to be fucking
that's
tough.
The whole point.
It's not meant to be easy, you know what I mean? But just find ways to laugh at things, dude. It's tough, man. I mean, shit's gonna be funny.
Yeah, like, I know. I've heard some stories. I've heard some stories from BMT.
Motherfuckers is funny, you know what I mean? Like, dumbass people doing some shit. You're gonna hear some stories about motherfuckers they're like trying to escape or some shit like that, and like, just, you know what I mean? So that process itself is gonna be funny, man. But no, that's good though, man. Like, it's definitely, you know, a good topic, a good thing to like talk about a bunch of different things, and specifically joining the military right now is just like, you know, maybe it's still foreign to a few people. You know what I mean, maybe they just don't know about a lot of this stuff. Maybe this, even, you know, maybe there might be people that are listening to this right now and taking this in and being like, maybe I want to do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
it's definitely a good path. You know,
it's a path for sure.
You can't really go wrong with it. Like I said, it's kind of like a once once in a lifetime experience. You know,
Yeah.
where else are you going to experience, you know, going through BMT?
Mhm.
Where else are you going to experience going through tech school? And, you know, possibly if you go to Air Force, get an associate's in something.
Right.
You know, just for going to tech school for
Oh, yeah.
8 weeks or however long your tech school is.
Yeah.
In my case, it's, you know, close to 8 weeks to go to tech school for aerospace and propulsion. You know, some guys or girls go through 2 years of linguistics, you know.
Forensic linguistics. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen that? Have you heard about that
Yeah.
yet?
So
That's
you
that.
know,
That's the Unabomber on Netflix, bro. I've been telling people about that shit.
Yeah, you know.
I'm 3 years old on that, but listen, I finally watched it.
Yeah.
That
Oh, did you
Unabomber-
watch the?
I watched episode 1.
Oh no, you watched Unabomber. I watched Evil
The
Geniuses.
Evil Genius. I saw episode 1.
Evil Geniuses was a really
I saw
good
the-
show.
yo, I
that
had
was
to
what
finish-
on Netflix?
Netflix.
Yeah.
Evil
Geniuses. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it.
Yeah.
That one was really good. I watched
What
all 8
what
episodes
what
of it.
brought you on? That Unabomber.
I
You haven't
watched
wa-
that one.
yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't
but
watched that
that's
one.
the
Yeah,
one,
I
yeah.
haven't watched that one yet.
Yeah,
I watched
the
a couple
Unabomber
of
has
the
that
ones
shit.
on those more of those
That's what's fucked up about Netflix,
murders
though,
on,
dude. Like
Hulu.
the whole, because you get put. I'm sure you get put in some type of fucking algorithm, but those are the ones that like you get put on one, and then it's
Oh,
like,
I know. And then it kind of spirals
would
into,
you
oh,
also
hey,
want to
you
listen?
know.
Would you also want to watch?
Yeah,
this?
exactly.
It's like a recommendation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You
And it's
know.
like then I all of a sudden now it's like Ted Bundy's on my shit,
Yeah.
or the fucking bomber Timothy, whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
dude.
you
Now
know,
he's
it-
on my shit too.
At least for me, it all started with, you know, at work, my coworker right next to me just doesn't know how to shut up.
Yeah.
He just talks all day long
Sounds
about
like
the
me.
same crap.
Sounds like
no,
me.
Dude, trust me, dude. This guy just does not know how to shut up. You could literally sit there.
Does he want to come on the podcast?
Dude, you don't want him on the podcast, man. Dude, you can tell. You can literally straight ignore this guy, and he'll just be like, Herman, until
One of
you
them.
actually acknowledge him. It's like, dude, okay, like I get it. You know, I'll talk to you, man, but.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm just trying to focus on my car. I'm just trying to, you know,
You're
fix
just like,
this
bro,
thing.
I can't wait to get the fuck up out of here. I'm about to join the Air Force.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
already on that. Hey, you know, I'm barely here. I'm just. I'll get to 100%. That's about all I
I get
give.
to you
know,
when I need to.
I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah,
through the
yeah,
next
yeah.
2 months, and that's about it. But you know, I got this guy next to me. You know, just talking all day, and I'm like, hey, dude, like,
Yeah.
I get you. I
got
hear you.
I see you.
I don't
That's
want
it.
to talk to you all day. You know,
That's it.
so. You know, just throw the AirPods on.
Oh, yeah,
listen
yeah,
to those
yeah.
podcasts. So
Yeah,
listen
yeah.
to a bunch of
True crime.
yeah,
True crime.
exactly. Excuse me.
True
Listen to
crime.
a bunch of true crime,
Mhm.
you know, podcasts, and then from there,
Or
it
the
went to,
hypocritical
like,
AF.
you know, watching all the,
if you want to. You know?
you know, watching all those, you know, serial killer documentaries,
Those
Ted
are my
Bundy,
favorite.
you know, Gacy,
Ooh.
you know, a bunch of them, and then
Yeah,
you know, we got to all those kind of like not really serial killers, but kind of like those
in that category.
really like high profile, you know, those super, you know, in the news murders. I forget a bunch of their names, but you know, a bunch of just people on Hulu that you know that a bunch of their serial or not really serial killers, but
There's
just
like,
those murder.
there's
you know.
categories for everything
Exactly.
now too. That's what's
And then
that's what's crazy
you know,
that pops
Evil
up on
Geniuses
everything.
was a really good one. That one was a trip. That one was
Did you
a trip.
watch? Did you end up watching the entire thing?
No, I watched all 8 episodes of
So you
Evil.
watched
I believe
in-
it's 8 episodes of Evil Geniuses.
Okay.
I watched the entire thing, dude. That one was a trip.
With the
At the
Okay,
very
yeah,
end, I wanted to believe
You're still
that,
suspect.
that the bomber was, or the guy that got blown up in the with the collar was.
Do you have what they call the
not part of it?
skeptical? You got the skeptical hippo eyes.
Yeah, exactly,
Skeptical.
you know.
If y'all don't know, this is the skeptical hippo eyes is like this. Like, you're like-
exactly.
like-
It's like, bro, you kind of
It's like,
sus.
come on,
you know,
bro.
you kind of sus.
That's what I'm saying. like
yeah.
Pizza.
So, yeah,
Pizza.
pizza.
Come on, bro. Come on,
Yeah.
bro. Like pizza.
So you know, the pizza guy was a little sus.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
At least at the very end, I was like, okay, I don't know whether to believe whether he was actually innocent or he was actually part of it. Which at the very end, you're kind of like,
You're
all right,
like,
you kind of sus. You know,
Motherfucker, maybe
you know,
maybe into some shit.
you know that might have been a little pizza with a bomb on the side. You
Mhm.
know that he was just kind of, yeah, that was a little sus. But that was a good show. You should definitely watch that one.
Yeah, I recommend that one because of the Unabomber, and that popped to my feed. And when I showed you the
Yeah, I haven't
trailer,
watched the Unabomber one yet. Yeah.
ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. That one, the Unabomber is the one that's eight part series. I watched episode
Okay.
1.
I believe
watched the first one.
The Evil Geniuses was
Okay,
too. It was
yeah,
like
I
8 or
watched
9
that one.
episodes.
I watched that one.
Yeah.
And I actually was supposed to watch. Well, see, it's tough this weekend, bro. There's sports.
Yeah, this
You
sports
have the
the entire
UFC.
weekend. Yeah.
You have the UFC, the fights
which
today,
is today.
and then tomorrow. I got my football that I need to watch, which I was actually pretty good on my predictions, bro. I was like, 3-4, I should say, 3-4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I only got one wrong.
Yep.
Okay, which I talked about on another episode, but that's besides the point. Okay. Anyway, yeah, man. So joining the Air Force, we talked about, your decision to join.
Yeah.
What
it's
the process
exciting,
is like, and
the process is hard.
it's hard. You know what I mean?
It's difficult. It's worth it. It's exciting.
And you're going to be going to your basic. I'm going to say. I mean, it is basic training.
Yeah,
but
basic training. Yeah.
Your core training is going to be in Texas.
It'll be in Lackland Air Force Base.
Okay, so you're going to be in Texas,
Yes.
and that's going to be roughly.
It'll be in Arlington Air Force Base. It'll be 7.5 weeks.
7.5 weeks.
Yeah, my tech school for my specific AFQ. So for my job, my tech school will be at Wichita Falls, Texas, at Shepherd Air Force Base. So it'll be about 40 minutes from Oklahoma.
Right.
So I'll be in Texas for another 7.5 weeks, and then there's Airman's Week right in the middle. So for 15, 16 weeks, 17
Total?
weeks, right around there, I'll be in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping to be stationed in Texas.
Maybe.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll
you
see.
might fuck around and get South Korea or
exactly.
some shit like that.
Unfortunately, that's
Guatemala.
one of those things with military, especially not just the Air Force.
Because they've told me some shit too. They're like, "Oh, you're gonna get here."
Yeah,
and then it was like Georgia.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, that's one of the things with the military. But hey, that might be a fortunate thing for some people.
I mean,
some people want to travel.
it
Some
might,
people don't mind, getting moved somewhere different, every couple, years, months, weeks, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Some people don't mind doing the traveling. I hope to be stationed somewhere in the States. I hope to be stationed hopefully somewhere in like Texas, maybe Georgia. But Texas, Arizona is kind of the area where I want to be at. Mostly Texas.
But California is not.
I'm hoping not to be stationed in California. Obviously I was born here. I was raised here. I've lived here my entire life. I hope not. Hopefully not to be. I hope not to be in California. Not so much because I hate it here. It's been good while I've been here.
But lately it's been like on some.
But lately,
shit.
Gavin Newsom. He's been kind of. He's been on some shit lately. It's expensive.
Yeah, it is. It's tough to live around
It's
here.
not what it used to be.
No.
In Texas, you can buy a house for, 150, 200, 250, for something you
200 grand, you living like a king.
Oh, yeah.
Bro.
200 grand in
200 grand,
Texas,
you living like a
it's like
king.
$500,000 here.
Yeah. 2-story.
Yeah, you buy like a little
fucking,
2-room, 1-bathroom house here for like damn near $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
In Texas, you go there, you pay 150, 180 grand.
Yep.
You buy a big ass house near a lake, you're really close to a bunch of bomb food. It's a really good state,
My bad. I was hiccuping and coughing at the same time.
It's that Jameson kicking in.
That shit been kicking, bro. That's the Seagrams.
Hey, that could be that Seagrams. But I'm hoping not to be stationed in the States. In California.
Yeah. Get up out of here.
Yeah, it'd be nice to kind of experience some other states. At least for me, I went to Texas maybe 2 or 3 months ago.
Well,
that
that's
was
the thing.
the first time I was ever out of California.
And your crazy ass was just like, "Oh, I love it," and I was like,
In the
"Oh, well, chill."
yeah.
I was like, "Yo, chill." I was like, "You're there for 2 months. That's not."
I was there for a week and a half.
That is not a direct depiction of what Texas is.
Hey,
it's not a
for that week and a half.
Hold up.
That for that
It
week
is
and a half.
not. Again, I want to repeat. It is not a direct reflection or a depiction of exactly what Texas will be. Being as someone who spent a week and a half there, it's not exactly a direct reflection.
Hey, I did only spend a week and a half in Texas in the middle of summer.
Yeah.
So that was definitely only a very small picture of what Texas will be like. But at least from what I saw, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Well,
it was
like,
calm.
Texas is cool.
The food was great. The people were great.
Texas is cool. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Texas is cool.
It is only a very small, small picture of what Texas would be like. I don't know what it's going to be like in the winter. I don't know what it's going to be like in the fall. I don't know what it's going to be like in the spring.
There is a difference between visiting.
Yeah, there's different areas.
Texas is just like Mexico. If you go to Mexico, it's like it's cool to visit. Like
that's more like Houston, bro. That's more like down south in Texas. That's more like Mexico.
It's like is just like visiting. It's cool to be in. It's cool to get away, right?
Yeah.
Right weekend. It ain't great to live in.
I mean, dude, I
You know
don't
what I
know.
mean? Like,
Don't get me wrong. The humidity was horrible. I was always sweating. It was always hot. It was always humid. You woke up and you were already sweating. You know, you take a shower, you get out of the shower, boom,
Right.
you're sweating. You know, instantly.
Motherfuckers feel like
degrees.
they like literally stepping outside is like, oh wow, it's 6 a.m. I need a shower.
Yeah, it's 90
Again.
degrees.
Like I just walked out. It's fucking. That's Georgia weather too.
You know, we flew into Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So Fort Worth, Dallas. We decided to drive down to Houston,
Mm-hmm.
which is what, like 3-ish hours, I believe. It was somewhere around there.
Texas is so fucking big.
Yeah. Texas is freaking huge, man. Texas is huge. So we decided to go down to Houston. We were gonna go up to Wichita Falls, which is Shepherd Air Force Base, because I wanted to go see it. But we ended up looking at on Google, like, oh, what to do in Shepherd, Wichita Falls, Texas, and it was literally go see Wichita Falls. It was like a man-made fall. That's all there, like a man-made waterfall. That's all there was to do in Wichita Falls. We're like, nah,
oh, that's
fuck
cool.
it. You know,
That's
we'll
great.
go down to Houston just to go see.
To go turn up. Yeah.
So we ended up driving like 3.5 hours down to Houston, which, by the way, we had a Whataburger. It was
Ooh,
legendary.
bomb.
Bomb.
Don't they have one here though?
I don't think so.
Huh?
I don't think so. At least for me, I hate mustard. My burger had mustard. And
Yeah,
I
this
still
motherfucker.
ate
Hold
the
up, this motherfucker
fuck
crazy
out
as
of it,
hell.
dude.
First of all, he don't like pickles.
No
Who the
pickles.
fuck don't like pickles? He don't
No
like
mustard.
avocado.
No avocado.
He don't like avocado.
No sour cream.
He don't like sour. Okay, I can agree with that.
No tomatoes.
No, like, bro. At this point,
Who likes tomato? Who in their right mind
I fuck with
likes
tomatoes.
tomatoes,
slice,
avocado,
dice, tomato,
sour cream.
You like ketchup?
Yeah, I like it too.
Okay, that's tomato.
Yeah, but that's different. It has a bunch of
Oh,
other
man.
ingredients. It's sweet. It tastes like candy.
It don't.
It does.
Unless you're drinking it out the fucking bottle. You know what I mean?
No, that's gross.
Oh,
I would never drink ketchup out of the bottle.
I wouldn't either. But
Especially
goddamn,
when you get that
tomato,
watery
ketchup.
initial, you know, that little just yeah, no. Anyways, Whataburger, legendary. Waffle House.
I love
Waffle
Waffle
House for the first time in my
I
life.
fucking love Waffle House.
Waffle House,
I
dude.
said
That
waffle.
was like
Waffle House.
life-changing Southern breakfast comfort food.
Yeah,
And especially
listen.
for $15.
If you go to,
Two of us ate for $15.
if you go to,
yeah.
if you go to fucking Crackle Barrel and you think that's the equivalency,
No,
or if you go to
not even
Crackle
close.
Barrel and you think that's close,
Not even
I'm here to tell you,
close.
it ain't.
no,
it's not.
it really isn't.
If you like,
it's not even close.
do you like high cholesterol? Okay, do
Yeah,
you like food that's not good for you? Do you like waffles?
well, I
that
mean,
are,
it's good for the soul. It's not good for the body.
it's not good for the body. It's good for the soul. Waffle House, amazing.
Yeah,
To this day, I'm
seriously.
still finna eat that
Yeah,
shit.
especially if you want to eat. You know, 2 people can eat for like $15.
Yeah.
And
you
it's
can
not
feed
like you're getting like
you could feed a
a
family
little
of 4 for
breakfast,
20.
2 for $5 from McDonald's.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
getting
yeah,
a big plate of waffles.
Yeah.
Chicken fried steak. Fucking, you're getting hash browns. You're getting,
You can get
full
pies.
Exactly.
You can,
That was legendary, man.
and if you pay the right amount, you can go to the back.
Yep.
You might get some crack. Okay, you know what I mean? Nah, I'll fuck with you. But anyway, man. So yeah,
Yeah.
Air
Weather
Force
in Texas.
the weather in Texas, shitty. But
Yeah, it was
so you
temperamental.
you have training in Texas.
Yep.
7 weeks,
7.5 weeks.
7.5 weeks
Yep.
training. Graduation time frame is gonna come.
Yep.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, so 2-ish months. So from late March,
Mm-hmm.
what? May?
May.
Somewhere
Yeah.
on May. I'll graduate somewhere on May.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Mhm.
2 months from
Hopefully.
March. Late March.
If
Yeah.
all goes well.
So yeah. If all goes well, obviously you can get, weeks added onto you. Just depends on how bad you are.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Some guys will definitely get held back a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
weeks. I hope not to
Assuming
be held back.
assuming all goes well,
Yeah, assuming all goes well, it'll be somewhere around May.
we'll be done with graduation.
Yeah, assuming everything with COVID is through also,
It's
or
through.
at least most of it is through.
I think by then we'll
Um,
be like to a
They're
certain.
saying that my flight should be able to get a real ceremony. Unfortunately, some of the current flights are getting all virtual ceremonies,
Right.
which sucks because your family can't be there, your friends can't be there. You just kind
That
of get
sucks.
like this weird online ceremony thing.
Yeah, it's like a
which-
Zoom meeting at that point.
Exactly. It's pretty much like a Zoom meeting, at least for my my estimated time of ceremony or graduation, they say that we should be able to have a real ceremony, and have people there. So you'll be there.
So yeah, I'm gonna go.
Lily will be there.
I'm gonna get there. Yeah, get us the
Shia
tickets.
will be there.
We finna go. We finna go. Yeah.
My parents will be there. My wife will be
I
there.
would like to go in my fucking suit, bro. Yeah. I would like to go. I want to go in my suit and start stuck on these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I don't even have my suit. That's
just wear your greens. That's what
I might wear it though. I might pull up. I might pull up with the greens.
I'll be in greens. You'll be in greens. Why not?
Yeah, man. So got that one coming up.
Yep.
Hopefully, all goes well. I'm pretty confident in that you're gonna make it through and everything.
It should be it should be doable. It's definitely gonna be hard, but I'm
pretty confident. We'll be all right, man. So you got that going on, man. And specifically though, man, I want to ask too, what advice can you give to a person? Let's just say someone who was in your shoes, who was kind of like maybe on the fence, not even on the fence specifically, but kind of someone who's trying to figure out their life or the next step that they want to do. You know what I mean? Like what advice can you give someone who's kind of stagnant?
So pretty much for me, at least for me, right as I was going to graduate high school, I wanted to do Air Force.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I kind of talked myself out of it. I was like, hey, maybe it's not for me. I don't want to go through this and go through BMT, go through all the tech school. I don't want to waste that much time. At the time, I thought of it as a waste of time. I was like, hey, I don't want to waste all this time before I even get to do anything.
Right.
Before I even get to my AFQ. At the time, I wanted to be a pilot. I was like, what a waste of time.
Yeah.
And then obviously time still went by. Time still went by. I became a tech. And now I'm doing it again. So I got pretty much, I started climbing, my way up the mechanic ladder, as you might look at it. And then I started getting to a point where I was stagnant. At least for me, it took a little bit to get me to kind of finally okay, this, I have to do this.
Get the footing in the step.
Exactly. Not so much that I had to do it, but more of okay, this is the next step for me.
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, I was stagnant for a little bit. I started getting bored. I started getting tired of doing the same stuff every single day. Eventually one day I was like, hey, you know what? I'm done. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of pushing this back, and I'm just going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, just do it.
We have a saying around here, by the way, on the podcast. When someone, not even just someone, but anything related to just doing it, right?
Yeah.
So exactly how you just said, if it ever comes down to something, just being like, yo, what is your hold up?
Yeah.
Right? What is you thinking about? You're overthinking this, you're overanalyzing this.
Yep.
And if you ever just say, just do it, you know what we say around here?
What?
Bend the grass. Bend the grass.
I mean, sometimes you just got to bend it.
Sometimes you have to just bend the fucking grass.
Just fucking bend it.
You know what that means?
Huh.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Ask me this. Does bend the grass make any sense at all?
No, it does
No,
not.
it doesn't, right? But the core of it, when you think about it, it actually makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Bend the grass makes no fucking sense at all.
Yeah.
But when I say that, when we say bend the grass, it means literally bend the grass. So we're just saying, just fucking do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what the core of bend the grass is. Just do it. Does it make sense? No. Is it easy? No. Does it make sense? No. Can you even bend the grass? I don't know. Just do it.
Yeah.
That's what bend the grass is.
Yeah. So, one day, I was just kind of like, fuck it. I'm done. I'm bored of this shit. Let's just do it. So I was like, hey, let me just go talk to somebody. I actually went through 3 different recruiter stations before I got to my last recruiter, which was
finally settled on one.
Which was the guy that ended up actually helping me through all this stuff.
Yeah.
So it also takes that, not so much the right person, but also kind of the right motivation.
Is it a push? What you would say?
Not so much a push, but just sometimes you just got to hear the right things. Also, unfortunately, it's like sometimes you kind of talk yourself out of it, which I did. It took the right person to kind of give me the, hey,
this is what you should do.
Try to go to MEPS. Just see if you can do it. Try to see if you can lose the weight. And,
I get it.
I'll help you through it. Pretty much like, hey, I'll hold your hand throughout the entire process, and whatever it was. Sometimes you just gotta fucking do it.
Sometimes
like you said,
you just have to
bend the grass.
Exactly.
You just gotta do it.
Hey. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Hey.
Exactly.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta do it. Pretty much, don't waste the time. I wasted. Not so much wasted, because don't get me wrong, just doing how I did things got me to where I am now.
Right.
Obviously we met, being
The
through O'Reilly.
connection,
Had I gone through the Air Force right out of high school, I wouldn't have met you. I
right.
wouldn't have been on the podcast. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have met my wife. You know, I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
have gone through a bunch of experiences that I kind of
Everything
needed
that
to go through in order to get to this spot. So sometimes, hey, you know, it might not be the right time. Sometimes you got to go through, you know, certain steps, certain things
Mm-hmm.
in your life before you get to the point where you're like, okay, hey, I am ready.
Yeah.
But also don't try to delay it so long to where it's just like, hey, you wasted all this time. You know,
Yeah.
had I done this, you know, I graduated 8 years ago, 9 years ago, almost. You know, had I done it 8 years ago, I'd be 8 years into my Air Force career. You know,
Yeah.
I'd
You
be almost
could've.
halfway through getting to, you know, pension
Yeah.
because
I
it's
mean,
20
that's one
years.
way. Yeah. That's one way to look at
But
it.
at the same time, you know, sometimes you just got to go through some stuff.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, you know, not everything lines up exactly like the way
Exactly.
you would think
Yeah.
and you thought, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's different, you know, thinking, you know, even my, you know, 18-year-old self,
Yep.
you know, because you got to think it's like, I
Yeah.
didn't join, bro. Like, I didn't join when I was 18.
Yeah.
I had to get permission. My mom had to sign for me to
Yep.
get, I was 17 and a half, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, joining. So it's like, you know, my 17 and a half-year-old self looking at my 21-year-old self, looking at my 25-year-old
Yeah.
self is just like, you know, different perspectives. And
Yeah.
even just that, like the jumps and the leaps and the bounds that, you know, you might have like, well, specifically me being like to jump and to go through, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? My 17-year-old going to 21-year-old is a big ass leap. And
Yeah.
to see where I went through from that. And then going into 25-year-old, it was like
Yeah.
completely different.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
It's a thing, man.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely a good conversation to have. I feel like it's a good conversation to bring, you know, light into
Yeah.
the situations for people, you know, who may or may not have been in your shoes,
Yeah.
you know, who might have been like on the fence about joining this or on
Yeah.
the fence of like years being removed from
Yeah.
this, and maybe even some people that feel like they're, you know, kind of too late to join
Yeah.
when they're not really that
Yeah.
too late. You know,
Yeah,
you can always
exactly.
still join. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So my biggest advice for especially for people who are kind of stagnant or like, hey, I don't know what the next step would be or where I want to go with life, is kind of also surround yourself with the people you kind of want to be around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had some friendships that weren't exactly the healthiest,
Yeah.
you know, and just kind of because I was also in those, you know, kind of really bad relationships / friendships, you know,
Mhm.
it kind of held me back also. So kind of surround yourself with the people you want to be with.
Right.
That'll kind of get you in the right mindset, the right, you know, space to kind of be like, hey, now I know what I need to do.
Right.
Now I know where I want to go, you know.
Mhm.
So, you know, surround yourself with the people you want to be with or where you see yourself, you know, and,
Mhm.
you know, not so much, you know, maybe you might not know where you want to be in 10 years,
Right.
but if you know where you want to be in 1 year, in 6 months, you know, hey, like, I want to be here in 6 months, or I want to do
Mhm.
this in 6 months, or I want to do this in 2 years, you know, just kind of surround yourself with those people.
Right.
That'll be the biggest thing, you know, just being around those people, being in that mindset, it'll definitely help you kind of figure out where you want to go,
Yeah.
where you want to be. So that's pretty much the biggest thing, you know, just kind of be mindful who you're around too, you know.
I mean, I think it's that for sure, and I think it even gets highlighted more to an extent. Like, and you'll get this once you actually go through it too. But it's like, there's a certain level. I'm sure this is like with any profession, right?
Yeah.
But when you go through certain stuff, like with only a small group of people, like
Yeah.
that you can relate with,
Yeah.
it's a different
Yeah, like
heightened
your
level
flight
of,
or your team or
it's a
you know.
different level of heightened like way you could connect
Yep.
with. Like there's people, like I said, that I was stationed with, you know, 10, like when I first went in 10 years ago or
Yeah.
fucking 7 years ago or whatever, or 8 years ago when I got out. There's people there to this day that I still keep communication with, that we still talk
Exactly.
with like on the daily,
Yeah.
or if not like minimal weekly.
Yeah.
Like we're still talking and everything, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's always going to be there, man. So
No, yeah.
there is that for sure. And no, yeah, like I said, like I you know, I've told you this
Yeah.
off air, like with all this shit in the
Yeah.
picture, man. I was like, I'm happy that you're doing everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm glad for you, and I'm fucking proud to be like, yo,
Yeah.
this dude's taking off to go do this.
Yeah.
He's doing this, like he's doing everything that he said he would do.
Yeah.
Like literally said,
Yeah.
and he's doing it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you're out here doing it, man. And it's like, so yeah, so you know, you can tell people all this stuff about doing this and doing and that, and even me specifically telling people like, yo, look at what you can come out of, you know.
Yeah.
But people still, after hearing this and saying
Yeah.
all this, you still have to, you know, put that effort in, and
Yeah.
and not specifically saying that you have to join anything,
Yeah.
just anything you do.
Yeah, it could
right?
be anything else. It doesn't have to be the
Anything that you
military. It
fucking
could be,
do.
law enforcement. It could be going back to school. It could be whatever it is.
Just go into it 100%, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go into it 100%.
Bend that grass.
Bend that fucking grass. Listen. Take 21, 22 days off of drinking and then drink on the 23rd.
Exactly. Exactly. Take that
Anyway.
month, don't drink, clear your mind, figure some stuff out, just, do whatever you got to do.
Yes, sir. Okay, man. So, at the end of each episode,
Yeah.
I have this thing,
Okay.
right? I have this segment,
Okay.
right? It's called Quick Hitters.
Quick hitters. Okay.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you roughly, because sometimes I be getting this shit wrong.
Okay.
I know. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you 10 questions.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
10 questions that are pretty general, and
Okay.
some of them are specific towards my guest.
Okay.
Right? Some of them might be questions. Some of
Okay.
them might be just things I might ask. And the thing that I want you to do is just answer from the top of your head.
Okay.
Whatever pops up, just say what it is, right? Okay. So some of them
Okay.
are general questions.
Okay.
And some of them
Okay.
are tailored specifically towards my guest.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Quick hitters. Clear or brown liquor?
Clear.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Free gas for a year or free food for a year?
Ooh, free gas.
Favorite curse word?
Ooh, fuck.
New car or new bike?
New car. I would have to go with new car.
Even though you have the new bike?
Yeah, even though I have a new bike. Yeah, I'll take the
Okay.
new car.
Okay. Respect. Okay, would you rather have $1 million in cash or $100,000 a month over the course of 12 months?
I'll take the 100,000.
12 months.
Yeah.
Over $1 million.
Dude, if I had $1 million, I know exactly what I'd do. I'd spend that $1 million on that first week. It'd be gone, dude. I'll take that 100,000. I'll spread it out. It'll just be better.
Okay. Okay. Long walks on the beach or calm walks at night?
Calm walks at night. I'll take the calm
Ooh,
walks. I'll
okay.
take the calm walks.
Yo, me too.
I'll take the calm
Okay.
walks.
Okay. If you were stuck on an island, would you rather have only one movie that you can watch or one CD that you can listen to?
I'll take the one CD.
To listen to repeatedly.
I'll just take the one CD to listen
Stuck
to.
on an island.
I'd take the one CD.
Okay. Last two. Cali or Florida?
That's a hard one.
Mm.
It's. I don't like the weather in Florida. It's just too hot and humid. I don't like the current economic state of California.
True.
But I'd have to take California.
Okay. Would you rather have experience or would you rather have knowledge?
I'd take the experience.
Respect. Okay. I don't know if that was 10, but like I said,
Hey,
I try
that's
to
right.
generalize it. But anyway, man, what a great episode.
Yeah.
Listen, people, listen. Oh, you're not even on social media anymore. I can't even give the people you're at. Okay. So listen, this is my homie Herman. Okay.
Yeah.
He's not on social media, so don't fucking try to follow him. He does have an OnlyFans. If you
Yeah.
guys want to
$25 a month.
$25 a month.
I show you
Anyway.
how to fix your car.
He'll show you. He got the templates and everything. But anyway, listen. Thank you to my guest. Thank you to my guest.
Thank you for
Herman.
having me.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It's been a good time. I've been trying to get on here for a while.
Yeah.
Just
Thank you.
it's just been a little hard lately, but hey,
Thank
glad
you
to
to my
finally be on
guest,
here.
man. Well, hey, listen, man. If you guys are still listening, if you guys still checked in, thank you for everything. Thank you for all the subscriptions. Thank you for all the retweets. Thank you for all the likes.
All
Thank
the
you for
views,
everything you can
everything.
give. This has been another episode of the Hypocritical AF podcast. I'm Albert Fig, joined
I'm
with my
Herman.
guest, Herman. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank
Peace.
you.